Welcome back to the Modsauce. Modsauce. Whatever it is, we are back on it. And today is Ex Nihilo Day. Yep. Our turtle over in the mining world, something's been up with the server, and he keeps stopping. I'm having to reset him every time I go over there. I checked our chunk loader, it's still working. Our farms over there are still working. But the turtle, he's not doing so well. So I thought we were going to do some hammering and some sifting in these two rooms here. But I want a setup that's sort of infinitely expandable. I don't want to have to keep digging out new rooms and switching everything around just to add more to it when we need more supplies faster. And so I figured I'm going to do it over here in the mining world, where we just have a flat land and we can just keep going forever and ever and ever. So what I did here, I set up a little cobblestone generator. We got the transfer node. No world interaction upgrade in here just yet. No speed, nothing yet. Just set this up. So what we're going to do, since we want a little bit of everything, from pounding out the gravel and sifting it, you get the, you get diamonds and emeralds. That's awesome. But then if you do sand, you get, I don't know, something else. And that's awesome too. And then you do dust and you get other stuff, redstone, that kind of stuff. So we need all of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to run off in one direction, we're going to do gravel. One direction, we're going to do sand. And another direction, we're going to do dust. And when we want more, we'll just keep going further and further along. And then we can just keep adding speed upgrades to this so that the cobblestone generator can keep up with as far as we go. So that seems like a better way to do it. And then we'll just, we'll put it all into one ender chest. Well, I mean one color ender chest. And then we're going to put that back in the overworld in those rooms. And that's where we're going to do all the processing. We'll set up all the cyclic assemblers down there to piece all the dust and everything together. And then put some sort of furnace system in there to smelt it all. And then it'll push it right into the ME system. So that's the plan for now. I don't have everything we need to make that happen. So I'm going to go craft it up. We'll probably only do a couple of each for now, just to sort of get an idea of the rates, get a simple setup going. And then we'll just keep expanding on it more and more. But I don't think I'm going to go too crazy in this first setup. And plus I don't know the transfer node, how much it can handle before we start slowing ourselves down and need a second cobble generator. So let me get all the stuff together, and I'll catch you right back here once we're ready to start piecing it up. So, we'll be back. And Bup's back. See what I mean? Timmy's just chilling here, but if you look into him, he still thinks he's excavating. But he ain't going nowhere. So I don't know what's causing that, but he's old news, because if you look at our inventory, we are ready to Ex Nihilo, which I think is Latin for from nothing, which is exactly what we're doing, although cobblestone's not really nothing. So let's start our first one. I guess we'll go this way for the gravel. So the first thing we need is the hammer. Is this? I don't know if it goes in the side or the top. I think it has to go in the top, right? So let's give it a few cells. We don't want to be right up on there because they'll, who knows, wiring, whatever else. So I guess we'll go in the top here. We'll bring this out. Yep. We'll put in the electricity. We'll go down underneath. See, I haven't really thought out the setup, but it really doesn't matter because, well, it's going to look ugly. Let's bury it a little bit more, huh? I haven't really thought out the setup because it's, I mean, it's pretty simple. So we'll just do whatever's going to look mostly decent. I do have the solar panel here, and we got the world interaction upgrade. Actually, let's throw that right in so it can start gathering up the cobble. Yeah, see, that's going to be plenty fast, because these hammers really don't go all that fast, even if you fill them with power. They're a bit on the slow side. So I guess we don't really need to rush. Alright, so we'll do that. I think the solar panel is probably going to be good enough. For quite a few of these, they only use 40 RF per tick, and the solar panel 3 that we have here generates, well, it's not max efficiency. Oh, it's cloudy here. But anyways, this generates, I think, like 256. So that's what, like enough for 8. So we're not going to be running at full power, but it's fine. We have 0 gold, so I can't make anything that we want to. Like, we just have no gold. Oh, it's already going. Ha! We have no gold, so I couldn't make any more anything. And that's what this is all about. This is going to get us gold, which we do not have. So, enough babbling. Let's get it set up. So we've got these here. They're going. Yep, he just got filled up. So then the gravel. Now, these can't automatic output, can they? They don't have any sort of configuration panel. So I did make a bunch of transfer nodes because I wasn't sure if they could automatic output. You know what I didn't make, and it's fine. So we'll just space it out one more. I was gonna make some of the things, these like sliver blocks, whatever they're called. I was gonna make some of those so that we can put them next to each other and just put a line of blocks in between so they don't sort of interact with each other. But well, I forgot to. So we'll just space them out one, and then the next time we add more, we'll oh, we gotta get power to these. Can these go power in the bottom? Yeah, we're gonna learn all about this stuff, because I don't know. We'll bring it in over here. See, I want to try to bury as much of it as we can, just because the wiring and stuff never looks good. So why am I not using the shovel? I don't know you. Yeah, see? A little bit of a server situation there. But whatever. Server all in all is it's a little bit laggy, but it's good. There's good people on it. And I really don't mind the lag. When you're doing stuff like this, it's really not a huge deal, and it doesn't lag for long enough or often enough to really get annoying. So that's that. And then these, see right here, will just go straight along. Why isn't this one going? No. We didn't put a pipe on there. There we go. And we do have the cobblestone, because we picked up extra. Alright, so this should be going now, right? Right? Yep, there we go. Okay. So now, for now, we're just gonna output these into an ender chest here. I did blue, red, blue. It's really not, yeah, we'll start getting these. It's really, the ender chest, output in each one, what we need to do is just have one ender chest with a retrieval node, and it'll just hook up to all of them, but we don't have the QED yet. That is going to be our next thing, the QED, because we're going to need it for this. So I have so many transfer nodes here. I took 30 of them. But you know, for now, again, we're just getting this system set up. We will sort of perfect it and make it look a lot better soon. So next step, I guess, we'll hammer, and the more gravel that we want to do, we'll just keep expanding out that way. And for the next one, I guess, we'll do, yeah, we'll go right in line here, because we got the wires underground. In what direction are we going to go with this? So we'll put this here, put a hammer on top, and I guess we'll go this way. Now let's go a little bit further away. There we go. So we'll put that there with a hammer, and we're going to do 2 of each. So go one more there, and this will be the, we're going to have to hammer these twice, because then we'll get the sand. And then we will sift them out. So at the end, oh, we're gonna need one more ender chest. We'll just run a longer pipe from these other ones. Whatever. These things really aren't gonna be working all that fast. Oh, and the wires. They're really not gonna be working all that fast right now. There's not many of them, and they're, like we mentioned, not gonna be at full power. Oh well. So that there. And this. So now these should all be powered. And we'll just need to put in the cobble, right? So that and that. Let me get rid of this cobble that's on me. Yep. Those are going to start going there. And we can just hook it right up to this pipe here. I guess it really doesn't matter exactly how, so just come right off of this. Right under there. So then this should break it down to gravel. And this should break it down to sand. Let's just make sure that's what we're getting. Yeah, see, I think that's already struggling to give us enough power. Yep, see, it can't even do everything. But that's fine. Yep, see, so down to sand. And now that, and it'll sift the sand. And then that will put the results into the chest, which is going to very quickly get full. Oh well. And next is doing the dust. So so we'll run the power around the back here, or can we just snag it off one of these? Yeah, we'll just snag it off of here. And how far out do we go? Let's make it look like we sort of had an idea what we're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 off from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Nope. There. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get the power over there. Great, the shovel's gonna break soon. And there it goes. So we'll just punch the sand. Dirt. Whatever it is. Alright, so run the power around. And so the first, those are going to be, no, actually that's going to end up perfect to get it into that ender chest. So you need to hammer 3 times, right? For this one. So 1, 2, and 3, and then sift. Yeah, see, we'll just use that one ender chest because it's close. And then next up, we'll leave the gaps. And 1, 2, 3, and sift. And transfer nodes out here with some pipage. There we go. Transfer node out of there, out of there, out of there, out of there, and out of there, and not out of there, but rather out of there. Okay, now let me just go make another shovel and dig these out to get them power, and we'll be back in a second to see what we got going on. So here we are, all set up now. Put in the wires under here, and they are slowly sifting away. They're very much underpowered, so we're really not going at a great clip, but they are producing some stuff here. The first of the dust hasn't quite made it because I just plugged these guys in, and the gravel's making its way through. So we'll start getting some of that soon. This chest obviously is going to fill up quick because there's so many different things that we can end up getting. Some of it we're going to throw out, like this exotic seed. We don't need some of that stuff. You know, cactus seeds, all that kind of stuff that we're going to end up getting that we don't need. We'll filter that out into the other room, but this is pretty much all set up for now in here, and now let's just go set up the cyclic assemblers. I'm gonna have to see. I'll look into it. Actually, can we just go like this? Yeah. All right. So we'll be able to see how many we get of each one, see how many ores we need to piece together, and I guess I'm gonna have to craft a bunch of the cyclic assemblers up. But we got that in our ME system to auto craft, so I will see how many we need. I'll make them, and once I've got them all, we'll cut back in and we'll start piecing them together. So back in a bit. And we're back in the overworld. So I got the little setup going. We only had enough gold for 5 cyclic assemblers. So that'll get us going. I guess gold is going to be the first thing we process. So what we've got here, we've got this ender chest here, the blue-red-blue, private with the diamond. All of our stuff is pumping into there. And then we're going to pull it out with a transfer node, and then we're going to use some filter pipes and put only one. Obviously the cyclic assemblers only handle one of each kind. We're going to need 30 of them. I counted it out. So basically these holes in the wall here, that's where the conduit's going to run in, and that's how far we're going to end up going with it. And so we'll have all those. For now I just have the transfer nodes at the bottom. Eventually on here we'll just use one of the, what's the word there that I need? One of the retrieval nodes. So we'll just need one, and then we'll just run pipe along the bottom. But for now we have plenty of transfer nodes. They're cheap. So that's how we're pulling it out of there, feeding it into the furnace here. I don't have it set up yet. I have the liquid fuel upgrade here. I've got the ender tank here with the pulling the lava out of it. And so that's going to fuel the furnace, and then it's going to put it right into our stuff, and this is the chest that goes right into our ME system. So that's what we'll do. We're going to use all of the, we'll use the liquid fuel, and we're going to have to use the ore dictionary upgrades, because I want them all to come in as one ore, the same ores that we're smelting over in the other area from the stuff that we collect. So we're going to use those, but I'll do all of that sort of off camera. That's boring stuff, and nobody wants to watch that. So for right now, I'll just have it all hooked up. I don't have the fuel upgrade in there, so nothing's going to actually get smelted. But so here we go. We'll just hook up. It's going to be filter pipes all along here. It'll look a little funny, but in the interface, basically this bottom black, gray, whatever you want to call it, is the only one that we need. We'll tell it what to go into each one. One pipe into there. So first we want to tell it what to do so we don't start getting the wrong stuff. And we need gold first. So here we go. We got one powdered gold ore. So we're going to do that one. Doesn't look like we have any of the other gold. They're probably backed up because obviously this thing can't fit it all. So I guess for the first one here, we'll tell it that we want the gold going in. Oh yeah, and it actually takes it. So I think we're going to have to go down there and grab all the stuff that we want to start doing. I guess next thing that we'll do though is, what is it? What else are we low on? We're low on something else. The nickel ore. Yeah, because we don't get much nickel because that, for some reason, is not in the mining world. So we do need to set up a nickel here. That's going to go like that. We'll put in, I should just put all of these in, but whatever. The blank one, tell it that 4 creates that. So, okay. And now, well, let me just throw them in. And there you go. It crafts it up, and that's what should be in here now. Yep. So that's all going to work fine. Let me go over into the mining world and pull out all of the things that we need, all the different gold ones, so that we can set it up for here. And I guess we're going to need to just manually make gold so I get more of these going. So let me just wait until we've got enough gold to craft up at least probably like 15 of these so this thing doesn't back up so much, and then we can really do this right. So back in a little bit. So this is what I did. For now I just have them pumping into a chest here so that I could pull out what we need. Oh good, we finally got a gold. So we can do what we need now. Each of these is set up. We're doing all the gold first because that's what we don't have right now. I didn't have one of the broken gold ores yet, so I had just put a flower in its place. So we're going to switch this one over to gold. And now that should process all of the gold, and we'll set the filter. So now we've got the gold powder in the first, we've got the broken gold ore in the second, we've got the crushed gold ore in the third. Over here we just went with the aluminum and the iron because those seem to be popular ones. So it'll pull out of here, it'll go along this line. If it's none of those, it'll just store up into this iron chest here, and that'll collect the stuff for a while, and I'll check back in once we've got some more gold and can extend this a little bit further. But for now, everything else will just kind of wait in that chest until we're ready for it. Kind of a good enough setup for now, since, I mean, we're just really limited in gold. There's nothing you can do about it. So let's just set this off in motion. We'll just pull out of this chest for now to empty it out. I guess we'll pull that one off. We'll just let the ender chest fill back up while this is emptying. So it should go pretty quick, and most of the stuff is going to end up right into here. And the other stuff is going to kind of back up for now until we get this all situated, but it's fine because we're not going to get that much. You know, it can hold 64 of them combined in there, and then another 64 in the transfer node pulling it out. So it'll be quite a while before this is caught up, and by then we'll have this situated and smelting them up. But for now it's just going to pull out of here. I guess I'll kind of wait a while, probably let this run overnight because right now it's really not going very quick. And probably tomorrow I should be able to fill in the rest of these assemblers. So I guess I'll just cut out, and next time you'll see this will be tomorrow, and we'll set up the rest of these. And that should wrap up our first venture into Ex Nihilo, and I'm sure just like everything else we'll just keep adding on and expanding it as we go. But yeah, be a quick cut for you, but next time you see me it'll be tomorrow. So a few hours have passed. We've got enough gold, as you see, to make the rest of the cyclic assemblers. I've taken down the ones that are in here so we can set them up in some sort of order. It'll be easy to keep track of. We kind of overflowed the one iron chest we had set up and ended up needing to use these guys too. Got a good amount of stuff, I guess, in the time we were waiting for the gold. So I guess we'll just go ahead right here and get these all put on, and we'll have to configure all the new ones. The old ones that I just used, they were all configured. You see the orange on the bottom. But the rest of these are not going to be configured, so I'm going to have to do that. So we'll get all these put up. And then I made the rest of these schematics as well, so we'll be able to just go along. What I don't have is I don't have the retrieval node, so I just made enough of the regular transfer nodes to be able to pull out of each one. That'll do fine for now. I guess we're one short, so miscounted there. That's fine. I think yep, got those there. So not a problem, and they should all be filling up with power. So let me just put all these to the right things. Let me set up all of the sorting pipes along the top, all the retrieval nodes, and when I'm ready to fire the thing up, I guess we'll cut back in. From these, I guess I'm just going to have to put a retrieval node out of both. We didn't use this one at all. Take that one down, put a retrieval node, and we'll put it right into this ender chest here, which is already full, and it'll cycle through the whole thing, and we'll be in business. So once I get everything sort of set up, the same thing I did before, sorting pipes on top, tell it, you know, one of each thing going into it, set the schematic for each one, and then retrieval node out of the bottom, and it's all going to just circle right around the room here and feed right into this furnace that's going to smelt it with lava. And then instead of it going into just a chest here for temporary storage, we're going to put it into our white ender chest that goes into the ME system. So let me piece all that together and we'll take a look at the finished product. Okay, so I've got everything set up. Funny thing with the sorting pipes, I guess the colors depend on north, south, east, west. So you see on these two walls here, we've got the, you know, on the east and west walls we got red and blue. In the north-south walls we've got the yellow and green. Kind of cool, but it's always just black for the bottom. I found that interesting. I didn't know that that's the way that they worked. Never really need to look into the mechanics. We're just putting the last of the transfer nodes on. Once I pop this last one on, it'll start filling this up. But of course I don't have the fuel thing in yet. I kept this chest here because I just sort of want to see how much got built up in the meantime, and then once I just take a look at it just out of my own curiosity, it really doesn't matter. And then once that's done, we'll put it in. But a lot of these, I mean, a lot of them filled up with some stuff. I guess they're all pulled out now, sitting in the transfer nodes. But I mean, some of them we got quite a bit of. So we're going to have a lot of supplies coming out of here. And then some are completely empty. So, I mean, you just, who knows. I guess the rates just vary a lot. And since we're not fully powered on the hammers and the sieves, we're really not producing stuff at the max rate. Some of them are favored over others. So really we just don't have an optimal setup yet. I left this chest on the end here because we're collecting a lot of stuff we want to save. Obviously the redstone, the blaze powders, the diamonds of course, the emeralds. There's a lot of stuff we want to save, but there's some stuff we want to throw out. Exotic seeds, ancient spores, cactus seeds. Really don't need those things. Quicksilver drop, I don't even know what that is yet. We'll look into it. I was reading about the sky stone dust, and in this mod pack, I don't think that it's of any use at all. I don't think it can be smelted or crafted into sky stone at all. So these we might end up just tossing. Some of the other stuff we'll toss too. But I just want to get a good look at everything that's going to come in, let this run, and see it's almost filled up, and then it's going to back up the system. So we'll start pulling out some of the stuff we want. I'll probably use a filter of some sort. And we'll take what we want, we'll let the rest build up, and then we'll see. But, you know, I mean, these should be filling up pretty good. And, I mean, nickel and silver, those are the kind of the rare things. So we're definitely getting useful supplies out of this thing. But now we'll go take a look at the hammer and sieve setup, because you'll see that the power just, it can't keep up. We're using the solar panels right now. And for some reason, in the even in the mining world, like here's a good example. It's, oh wow, oh these have multiplied a lot. We only had one seed for the longest time, and then when I was working on this earlier, I noticed we had 2, and now I guess we're up to 4. We're gonna be producing ender pearls really quick now, so that's awesome. We're gonna we can finally finish off the storage with a bunch of deep storage units to hold all the stuff that we get in bulk from this setup and from just other things, the woods and that sort of stuff. So deep storage is coming up now that we've got enough ender pearl generation going on for it. So back to this one solar panel, see it's only at 41% efficiency because it's like cloudy here or something. I don't know. So the solar panels really just aren't doing it for us. Even at max generation anyways, that can barely run these things. See, they're all just hungry for power. So we're really not even producing at a quarter of the rate that we should be. So that's going to be our next episode. We are setting up a big reactor. Yep. I'm doing a big reactor because, well, I want to produce a lot of supplies. I want a lot of these hammers. The best way to power it is a big reactor. We're going to start off with a small big reactor, and then it'll just grow as we need it. So that'll be the next episode, but I think that's all we got for today. We get the Ex Nihilo setup going, and we're pumping in a good amount of supplies given the limited amount of power, and next time it's really going to take off once we get the full power going. So check out the next video. It should be coming out pretty quick, and thanks everyone for watching. This has been Bop on the Modsauce, and I'm out of here.